Hey, in this video, we're going to talk about how to communicate, how to interact, how to establish rapport with someone who has delusions, hallucinations, and all of that, someone who maybe has a diagnosis of schizophrenia. This is what's worked for me. I'm not an expert by any means. I just wanted to share this information with you, and hopefully you find it helpful. This video is in response to a recent question I got by Willow. I'm going to butcher your last name, Willow, but you know who I'm talking about. She says, "Hey man, I love your videos. I just started my Psych clinical rotation in nursing school and was wondering if you could do a video on how to address individuals with delusions. I just had my first clinical on an all-male forensic unit. Congratulations, that's pretty cool. And was met with several individuals who talked to me about their life or things that happened to them that obviously weren't real. For example, not a real example, believing that they were an alien. How do you go about interacting with patients like that?" And by the way, although that person didn't really believe they were an alien, if you work in psych long enough, you will find individuals who will believe they are pretty much anything and everything. How do you go about interacting with patients like that? I've been told not to feed into their delusions, but I also don't want to outright say that they're wrong because that could upset them. So what's the best way to handle a situation like that? This is what I would say. And generally, as a nurse, your first and foremost thing, especially when you're meeting a new patient, especially when you're coming just as a nursing student onto a new floor, you want to establish rapport with that patient. So you have exactly the right idea. You don't want to say that their delusions are wrong. And we also want to remember that although in our heads their delusions are wrong, to them, assuming that they are being authentic and genuine and they have some sort of a fixed delusion, that delusion is real to them. So always keep that in the back of your mind when you're interacting with these patients and they're talking to you about aliens, whatever. Just remember, to them, it is real. So imagine if you were that person and you had that real delusion. You would never, ever want anyone to think that what you're experiencing is not true to you, right? It would just be completely disrespectful. And someone left a comment asking, hey, how does being an alien make you feel? And I think that is a great start. Ask them what they feel about these beliefs. How did they come about this belief? And it would be nice if we had. I'm just trying to think, okay, let's go. I actually had a patient recently who believed he was a dragon. He's been in 2 or 3 times recently. The last episode he had, he was not as dragonish as he was before, but before this guy, and I kid you not, when you're watching this video, you might seem to think like it's kind of a joke, but the way he could describe everything, the vocabulary that he used, the way that he would say that and I can't remember the precise words that he used, but how he described being a dragon. If there's anyone who could have convinced you in real life they were a dragon, it would have been this guy. It's you almost want to believe it. And so you just kind of roll with it. Tell me about what it's like being a dragon. When did you first realize you were a dragon? How has being a dragon affected your life? What does a dragon eat? How does a dragon differ from someone like you and I? I mean, these are just ask them as many open-ended questions as you can. And I don't think that's feeding into the delusion. I don't even know what feeding really into the delusion means. I guess that would be kind of like encouraging it. And I would say, yeah, we wouldn't want to encourage it, but we want to explore it with them. We just want to figure out, what does it mean to that person? What is it really like to be a dragon, to be an alien? And then you should know that all of this has worked as far as establishing rapport, because the next time you go to see this patient, they're going to light up, they're going to have a bright smile, they're going to be happy to see you. All right, Willow, thanks for the comment. I hope this helped, and use this if you already haven't when you interact with these male clients, and shoot me a comment for this video. Let me know how it worked.